Chapter 1. Lars Comes to Boston. I was delighted to see Lars come down the ramp. We embraced on the tarmac and then entered the airport. "I read that your divorce was finalized," I said, helping him gather his luggage. "Yes," he beamed. "I'm a carefree bachelor again." "Are you travelling around the world this summer, searching for new romance?" "Bah, I've learned my lesson. I am done with love." We exited the airport and began walking towards the parking lot. "I must say, Lars, I was quite taken aback when I got your telegram this morning. I had no idea you were coming to Boston today." "I hope I'm not imposing." "Not at all. Your timing is perfect. I was just telling my wife how bored I've become lately." "I'm bored too, Loris. More than you could ever imagine." "I assume you're heading down to Newport this week?" "No, I shall never go there again." "But you love Newport." "I do. But my ex-wife now owns Asboth Mansion. I ceded it to her as part of the egregious divorce settlement I was forced to sign. Truthfully, 'twas a small price to pay to finally rid myself of that insufferable and unpleasant woman." "I imagine she'll need to entrap another old lecher to pay for its upkeep." Lars roared. I spotted my sedan. We began walking towards it. "How are things in London?" I asked. "Since we've sold off most of our European assets, I rarely go there any more. Truthfully, I do very little these days." "The Harding Corporation is flourishing here in North America. I've hired many new executives and opened several additional field offices." "Oh, you've done a remarkable job, Loris. I'm very proud of you." "Thank you, Lars." Lars stooped to set down his suitcase. He took off his jacket and loosened his tie. "I say, Loris, 'tis extremely hot here today." "It is. We're in the middle of a heat wave." Lars picked up his suitcase, and we resumed walking. We arrived at my sedan. I loaded Lars's luggage in the back and then joined him inside. I started the engine and backed out of the parking space. Lars lighted a cigar and tossed the match. "Tell me, Loris, are you still doing the Mead Street Avenger thing?" "No."
I began driving towards the Sumner Tunnel.
"No?" Lars dipped his cigar. "My contact at the Boston Globe was fired. He moved down to Florida." "Is he still a reporter?" "No, I believe he sells used cars or something." "Surely you have other connections here in Boston who see and hear things?" "Not really. Truthfully, I've been so busy these past few months that I've had little time to avenge anyone or anything."
"Do you still have the modified 1947 Ford Deluxe that can travel over 200 miles per hour?"
"Yes, it's parked in my secret warehouse by the Charles River."
"What about the special gun with the built-in noise suppressor?"
"Yes, I still have it."
"And all those spy gadgets you invented?"
"Yes, I still have them."
"Then you could become the Mead Street Avenger again, if you desired."
I suppose so."
Lars removed a slip of paper from his pocket and showed it to me. The name Giles Duxbury was scribbled on it.
"Who's Giles Duxbury?"
I asked.
"A few weeks back, I met a gentleman at the Athenaeum Club in London."
"And his name was Giles Duxbury?"
"No. The gentleman I spoke with was named Higginson."
"Then who's Giles Duxbury?"
"He was Higginson's boyhood chum. They grew up together here in Boston."
"Did something bad happen to Giles Duxbury?"
"Yes, something dreadful."
"What?"
I don't recall."
"I'm not sure why you're telling me any of this, if whatever happened to Giles Duxbury was so unremarkable that you can't even remember what it was."
"Truthfully, I wasn't that interested in Higginson or his tedious tale. I was minding my own business, reading a newspaper, when the old bugger plopped down into the chair beside mine. Then he wouldn't stop blubbering."
"How did the name Giles Duxbury come up?"
"I mentioned that I had a brother living in Boston." Suddenly this Higginson became animated. He bolted upright in his chair, spun to face me, and gawped as if he had a fish-hook in his mouth. His eyes were practically bulging out of his skull. That's when he told me that he had grown up in Boston and mentioned his old chum. Then he added that a great injustice had been done to Duxbury. The man's life was ruined because of it. But you have no recollection of what that was? Correct. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I was just being polite while the old codger rattled on. Then why did you write down Duxbury's name? Later, I found myself repeating that name over and over again. 'Twas as if God was commanding me to find the man and save him. Many successful men have had unfortunate things happen to them when they were boys, Lars. We did. It didn't stop us from improving our lot in life or finding happiness. I truly believe God wants me to find and help him. How do you know he's even still alive? I don't. But how many Giles Duxburys could there be in Boston? I guess we'll find out.